Hey guys, Spidey09, and I'm in my closet recording a top 10 2020 Marvel Legend action figures video for you. I hope you enjoy it. I'm learning how to give you guys the best quality video, one video at a time. Likely will get worse before I get better, but if you would hang in there with me. Hope you enjoyed the video and the content. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It does help the channel. Hope you've had a marvelous day, and with that, let's get to the top 10 action figures of the year for 2020. Roll the clip. Guys, I'm excited to bring you my top 10 action figures from the Marvel Legends lines of the year 2020. This year, there's been a total of 128 figures released. So drilling this down to a top 10 has not been easy. I'm including single releases, exclusives, and Build-A-Figures in this top 10. There have been 9 Build-A-Figures on a total of 11 waves with 40 exclusives. We have a lot to go through just to get this down to a top 10. What is a top 10 figure for me? It's one that I had to have, likely had to have multiples of, and did what it took to get it in my display. That's how I came up with my top 10. I likely enjoyed the hunt, the search to be able to find these, not only just how it looks or how it's articulated or the paint apps or who it is. It's kind of the total package for me, figures to make it into my top 10. I have a few surprises, surprised even me, but guys, I'm excited to bring you my top 10 list. Let's get started. In at number 10 is none other than the X-Men retro release Rogue. Now, she is a stunning repaint of all things. Now, you would say, like, how does a repaint get into your top 10? Well, we've got a couple of repaints here in the top 10, and Rogue is no exception. She was highly sought after and desired to have in the X-Men collection prior to 2020. You're talking about a single release figure that was massively released, that was selling for well over $100 mint on card, around $80, $90 loose. So Hasbro knew that they had to do a re-release. They put her on that beautiful retro card, which made another level of that desirability for collection, because guys and gals are buying those retro cards and keeping them in the package. She's a Target exclusive release, and thankfully she's been easy to find for most collectors. Got a new head sculpt along with the body repaint in that Jim Lee style. And for me, you know, Rogue is coming in at number 10. Where is she at in your top list? Or did she even make it, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Coming in at number 9 for me is the Rider Series Marvel Legends Punisher. This dude was hard for me to acquire without having to go third party. I did not. I eventually found him in a Target. I literally went to Texas, Arkansas. I live in Louisiana, and I could not find this thing. Eventually he showed up at my Target, and I was able to purchase him. But I almost went third party. I almost paid $65 for it. But just a great figure. Came with 2 head sculpts, came with a beautiful bike. Just a wonderful addition to the collection. Made me go out and buy, having this figure made me go out and buy the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles van and the wrestler slambulance or something like that, an ambulance. And I'm going to repaint them into Punisher vans, and I can't wait. I'm going to do both of them. Just got to get, I'm working on a setup where I can do mods and paint without, upsetting the wife by making a mess. Very excited to have this, and Punisher comes in at number 9 on my top 10 figures of the year. Coming in at number 8 is Kane. This Kane just really surprised me. I knew I wanted a Kane. I knew I wanted a classic comic rendition of Kane. But this thing is so simple, it's elegant. It's just kind of art in plastic form. He looks imposing. He looks immortal. And just those eyes. Come on, guys. What an amazing Kane. We've got to figure out how to get him a floating throne. but that's coming. So for me, coming in at number 8 here is Kane from the Avengers Gamerverse wave. The Joe Fix-It Build-A-Figure. Is he in your top 10? Or is he just another future peg warmer for you? Like, not everybody, I think, is on the same page with this guy, but he is amazing. Coming in at number 7 is none other than the White Queen herself. I mean, guys, she's in my top 10, not only because she's gorgeous, beautiful sculpt, but because we needed a classic comic White Queen in the display. There were some older figures that were just not up to par to today's current Marvel Legend figures. So happy to get this. She was also not easy to get. You had to be a Hasbro member Pulse premium member, to be able to order her online from the HasCon exclusives. That's how I was able to get her early. There'll be more shipping out next year. But she looks fantastic, looks great on the display. That combination of hard to get, must-have figure is why she's in my top 10, along with being gorgeous. I just wish she had flat feet. The heels almost kept her out of the top 10. But I couldn't leave her out. And it's kind of a twofer. White Queen, also in the top 10, kind of tied with her is the Black Queen, Jean Grey. Same, mostly same sculpt except for the head, same body, same heels. But another great figure nonetheless that we had to have. But White Queen just holds the spot here for both the Black Queen and the White Queen. Coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is none other than the Black Widow herself. As I've mentioned, this 2020 was called the year of the X-Men, but honestly, in a lot of ways, it was the year of the Black Widow. The movie was not released, but the figures were definitely released. We had a Black Widow wave, and we had 2 Black Widows exclusive, the white suit and the gray suit. And for me, the gray suit Black Widow holds this spot for the number 6 best figure of the year for me. I had to have her. She was a Walmart exclusive. Thankfully, I was able to pre-order her when it dropped and got her in the mail at a pretty timely fashion, so I did not have to overpay on third-party sites. People have been seeing her pop up in a Captain America, Venomized Captain America, Black Widow box display at Walmart. I haven't seen it at my Walmart. I've never seen this figure in the stores, but thankfully I've been seeing it on my shelf. Love having her there with kind of my street level heroes. And Black Widow, just this head sculpt. I mean, could it get any better than this sculpt here? Just looks fantastic. Dynamic posability, jetpack. She has all kinds of effects, smoke effects, guns. Just a great figure. That white suit Black Widow is also great, like so elegant and simple. I love her. But this gray suit takes the cake for me. That's why Black Widow is holding down the number 6 spot for me on the top 10 action figures that have been released in 2020. Coming in at number 5 is none other than Rhodey himself, War Machine. What an amazing figure here. He was released online at the fan channels, but also you could find him at your Targets. I think maybe GameStop had him as well. Not entirely sure about that on where all you could find this guy. But, I mean, this is one of the figures where I ordered multiple of them. I ordered 3. I meant to order 2. Somehow I forgot about one of my pre-orders. And anyhow, I got 3 of them. 1 was found in the store. 2 were pre-ordered. Again, 1 was on accident. But I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it at all. Just because I need a Rhodey War Machine in my Avengers display. And I'm also going to have one post in the Hall of Armor, Disney Armor. By the way, if you haven't seen my Disney Hall of Armor review, check it out. You can see how these Marvel Legend action figures fit inside of the Disney Hall of Armor toy set release. And I think, guys, you'll be surprised at how well they look. And you can stack them and have them as big as you want. But anyways, back to our top 5 figure of this year, the War Machine here. I mean, he's just got tons of effects that look fantastic. It's just almost a perfect comic version of War Machine, which we've been needing. We had a great Toy Biz one that was one of the top figures of its day, but this one is just far, far better than that one. I mean, he's bringing the war with all these missiles and blasts here. He looks great in the flight pose next to Iron Man. He's a must-have for any Marvel Legends collector. And he is number 5 in my top 10 figures of the year. Guys, this figure coming in at number 4 almost did not even make it into the top 10. Not because they're not top 10 worthy, but because I almost couldn't bring myself to open it. And for you to end up in my top 10, I had to be willing to open you, pose you, take photos of you, and put you in the display. And that is none other than the old Man Logan here from the MCU. I mean, look at this face sculpt. I mean, it is remarkable. These bloody claws here. I mean, for anyone who is thinking of having an MCU display, now that Marvel owns, now that Disney owns the Fox series of X-Men, just incredible. It's really cool to see Hasbro willing to kind of go to the gory side here, a little bit more mature, but film accurate. Bloody claws from the old Man Logan. He's got those bruises on his head. Looks great. I had to open them, and after opening them, there was no way I could keep them out of my top 5 figures of the year. I am a big Wolverine fan. Not always the biggest fan of the movies, but Old Man Logan, it hit home. It was good. Really enjoyed it. Hugh Jackman, amazing actor. I mean, he basically made a different verse for Wolverine, this movie verse, so to speak. And he is now, will be etched in history as Wolverine. So, yeah, Old Man Logan in my top 5, coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is none other than Venom. I mean, he just looks amazing. This head sculpt here, just as good as it gets. I don't play the Contest of Champions game, but I have a lot of respect for this figure. I mean, people love Deadpool. They love Venom. Put them together, what do you get? Top 3 action figure of the year. I mean, the detail in this thing is like close to being like Hot Toys. I mean, it is amazing. He poses well. Came with some good accessories. And he is top figure of the year worthy. I mean, like he will likely be some people's number 1 figure of the year. Not for me, for various reasons, but he is definitely in my top 3. It was an easy selection. Venom, amazing figure. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Coming in at number 2 for the action figure of the year for 2020 is none other than the Target exclusive Red Hulk. Yes, this is a repaint. Yes, it created a lot of social media buzz when people were looking for the Rulk, as they called him. The Red Hulk for me is one of the top figures of the year, one of my top finds of the year. Went into Target, wasn't on the shelf, asked one of the helpers to go back there and look for one, and they brought one. They had one in the back. I don't know, employees were buying them or what, but was very thankful. I think when these things were originally released, they were coming 2 per store. So it was hard to find. And later, Target re-released them later this year, so more people have been able to acquire a Red Hulk. But guys, this thing is amazing. Sorry for the shaky camera, but he's so big that he won't fit into my camera angle I have here, so I have to hold the camera up. But man, look at that Red Hulk. Looks amazing. It's got a beautiful face sculpt. He's on that green Hulk body that we've seen in the Wolverine and Hulk 80th anniversary release. Again, even though this is somewhat of a repaint, he is still my number 2 figure of the year. Again, it's the combination of must-have, the hunt, the thrill of finding them and being able to purchase them at retail, and just the way that he looks and articulates in the display. So where does Red Hulk or Rulk rank for you? Is he in your top 10? Is your top 5? Is he in your top 2? So with that, I think everyone can guess who my top number 1 overall figure of the year is. Who, for me, is the number 1 action figure of the year for the year 2020. in Marvel Legends. And that is none other than the retro card release posable Spider-Man. Super posable. Why I'm adding super posable, I don't know. But I love it, and I'm just trying to think of other ways to describe how awesome this figure is. Never have I even seen him in the store. I know he's there because I see the other waves, but you can't find him. He literally lasts for a few moments and then he's gone. People are zapping this thing up. Everyone's got to have him in their collection. Just about almost any measure. I don't know how you cannot view this as the top figure of the year, whether it's desirability, whether it's buzz, whether it's new body sculpt, articulation, paint apps. Likely most people's favorite superhero, maybe favorite Marvel character, period. I mean, this figure is, you know, Pizza Spider-Man was the Spider-Man for the most part. Go back in time to the Todd McFarlane version. Well, it's not really a Todd McFarlane, but people call it the McFarlane Spider-Man, superposable Spider-Man. This, along with those two, are in the top three. Top three trio trinity of Spider-Mans. And this body mold is going to be with us for a while with this beautiful ab crunch here and the poses that we can get it in. I'm going to show a photo here of a pose of this Spider-Man. I don't know who took it. Saw it randomly online, so I don't know who to give credit for. It was not me, but look at that pose. I mean, just incredible. In fact, let me see if I can do it real quick. Guys, look at this ab crunch. Look how glorious it is. So many different posability options. Now, I don't have a fisted hand on here. I have a wall crawling hand from Pizza Spider-Man. That's the one thing Spider-Man was missing, but as Shartimus Prime says, Spider-Man should come with all the hands option, all hand options on every figure. Why Marvel Legends doesn't do that, we don't know. So, I like the wall crawling hand for getting him into a 4-point pose. Also like it when he's kind of releasing and throwing the web when his hand's cocked back. His arm is cocked back, so that's why I have him on there. But anyways, regardless, still an amazing sculpt, amazing figure, articulation off the charts. He's a must-have. How can he not be in everyone's top 10? Well, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But if this retro card Spider-Man is not in your top 10, it's going to be hard to respect the list. For me, it's easy. Number one, I own 5 of these. Sorry, but I got to have Spider-Man in like every display. And I love this one. And I got to have one mint on card to be able to hang on the wall with the other retro card figures. I'm going to make a retro card display. Super excited about that. Look, this video was really hard for me to make. I had so many different creative ideas, and I just kind of had to distill them all down. There's so many honorable mentions. I'm going to flash a photo here and show you the ones that were kind of in the consideration, in the running. All the figures this year were great. There was very few that was, just kind of peg warming trash. Such a great year. Think about it, guys. We have the giant size X-Men Storm peg warming at Target on the shelves. I mean, just that just gives you an idea of how great 2020 has been for Marvel Legends. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I enjoy creating the content for you guys. Remember, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And keep learning how to be a better YouTuber, so to speak. Create this content, bring it to you for your enjoyment. God bless. Love you all. Take care.